What's going on YouTube? Stocks by the numbers. Got a decent reaction here when I did this video. We had a big sell-off just as we anticipated, and then we had a big pop the other day, almost 25% coming off the bottom. So I wanted to take a quick look at it here, do a quick update video. Name of the company in question, SoundHound AI, ticker symbol SOUN, listed here on the NASDAQ. So stock right now, $1.92 close on the day, down 6 cents, only a 3% drop, which in my opinion really shows us that not only is it potentially going to maintain a level around here off of this big pop, but also that it may be a little bit more stable than some other companies, right? We have companies like DraftKings, which supposedly came out with some more decent earnings over estimates, and that's down a little bit more than SoundHound right now. So when you have a company of this small market cap that cannot fall off a cliff when the market does, usually a good sign. However, again, we did have a massive pullback, but it was just as we anticipated. So if you guys recall, I did my video maybe around like right here. Actually, I don't remember what it was, but I did the video. It was about 2.25, and I said I was looking at the chart, and I said that they could bring it down to like the mid 150s. And if you look here, top left of your screen, you can see the O, the H, the L, the C. That's the open, the high, the low, the close. And you can see the low, $1.57 on that day, down almost 10%. So this stock was chunking down. But again, we called the 30% drop because it was slightly overvalued, and it definitely could have pulled back. Now, if we go, I drew these trend lines for you guys. These are the old trend lines that I drew. I said we're still in this trumpet pattern, which means, it's uncertain. But you could see here the bottom of these candles here. If you draw out a trend line, even if you want to stretch it out a little bit lower, you can see, we'll call it. It may bounce around and potentially pull back again to like 150, but chances are, in my opinion, it is going to bounce off that and stay in this tight range. And as we see here, mid-May, showing us May 15th, that this company is going to post earnings. Now, again, 2 quarters ago, they finally began bringing in revenue. They brought in a little over 6 million. Last quarter, up to 11 million. Right now, estimates 7.2 million. So this company may potentially come in with a very healthy quarter there on the revenue side. And, this is technically kind of lining up a symmetrical triangle, which again kind of isn't definitive, just like this trumpet. It's not really bullish or bearish until it actually shows it to us. So it could potentially break up or break out and drop down based off of these numbers here mid-May. But in my opinion, I do think potentially they may bring it down here again to the 150s, but it will most likely bounce. And they should technically, even if they don't break it out and run it up going into earnings, they should bring it back here to this fib level of 257. And that's where it should be. It should be at about 2.5, with a potential drop down and then a run up coming into these earnings here. And if it does break up, that's why I have these circled right here, because you have a lot of resistance, right? That's like the short-term top level right there, that fib right there, 453. We'll call it just 4.5 for now. And that's why if they keep it at 2.5, and then, this news is good, close to the apex, they may break it up, and, before you know it, 3.25, 350, 60, and then potentially 4.5. And on the hype, it may even go higher. But of course, it probably shouldn't be that high. So, if you stepped in, if you own shares of this at like $2, and if it does this bounce and it does shoot up to like 6, in my opinion, I would sell. I would probably take profits because the numbers probably weren't that drastic. Now the market cap is heavily overinflated, and it's only a matter of time before it slowly pulls back to, to 2 and change again, or low 3s even. So, play it smart. Keep your eye on the numbers, but this quarter is going to be very telling, I think, for really how this company could react moving forward. But I just wanted to make a quick update video because I know SOUN got a decent amount of attention, and then we had the sell-off like we anticipated. Got to pat myself on the back. Sorry, boys. Got to pat myself on the back there at 226. Called exactly that it would pull back to the mid 150s, and it goes to 157 and then bounces up 25%. So if anyone used my video to determine where the bottom was, if you stepped in on this day, 150, 163, if you stepped in as it was hitting that low that we called and then you caught a big pop the next day, congratulations, and I'm sorry, I got to take at least 10-20% of that credit. I mean, come on now. Let's be serious. No, but seriously, moving forward, we have our bottom trend line here. So again, we could potentially have a pullback, but I do think it could go to 2.5 going into these earnings. And if they come in with crazy numbers, like if they post, 11, 12 million again, or even if they beat what they did last quarter, they come in 14, 15, 16 million. I mean, that's going to be a huge beat. And I'm telling you, yes, we want companies to be profitable, but this company technically just started doing business and bringing in revenue only like 6 months ago. So don't worry about the EPS side for now. Keep an eye on the market cap and the actual business that's coming in. Because now if they go from 6 to 11 million up to like 17 million here in this quarter, they're most likely going to break it out of this pattern on the good news and make it bullish and run it up to $4 or $5 and change. If we switch over here to stock charts, we can see we're looking at the weekly here, and you can see that resistance off this mid-Bollinger Band level 203. That's why even after that big pop, you can see the high of 211 there on the week, and then it pulled back and resisted off of that level, which is fine for now because, again, in my opinion, they need that next quarter. They need those beefy numbers to come in, and then there will be very little resistance, in my opinion. But you can see a little bit of a downtrend, so that's why they may just keep it relatively flat, maybe up a little bit, maybe down a little bit, going into that next quarter earnings. MACD isn't showing us too much. We have an RSI sub 45, basically mid-range. Switch over here to the daily, and I wanted to show you guys, random ad there, stock charts. I wanted to show you guys, again, here is our bottom low, $1.57, boom, massive pop, and then we pulled back. See, right, it hit 207. The mid-Bollinger Band, remember, on the weekly was 203 we just looked at. So it hit 207 and pulled back and closed $1.98. And similar thing happened here. It popped up to above 2, hit 211, and then pulled back and closed. See that C? $1.92, where it is right now. But you can see, look at that. The MACD was straight down, selling off with the rest of the stock. Now, looks like it hit that bottom and is preparing for a curl. That's why I'm saying we may have some serious action coming into SOUN here in the next couple of days, or at least the next week or two, definitely, in my opinion. But also, look at this. Now the company's been trading long enough, so it established a 200-day moving average, which was almost 3.5, and it's slowly been pulling back with the stock. Now it's sitting at 269, right? But look at our 50-day moving average. That pulled all the way back to $1.30, and as of late, ran up to $2.51. But look at our mid-Bollinger Band, $2.52. Go back to TradingView. Where's our fib level? $2.57. So that is why, in my opinion, it is going to be this perfect storm right here. And as they keep this flat or continue to sell this off a little bit, this 200-day moving average is now going to pull back into the 250s. And then you're going to have the 50-day, the 200-day, the mid-Bollinger Band, and the fib level all around 250. That's why I'm saying they are most likely going to bring it back up to that 2.5 level, and then going into earnings. Like I said, because it's an AI name, it's a small cap stock. I mean, they may run it up to 3 and change here and potentially try to break it out of this pattern, even going into these earnings. If the whispers hit the street that it's going to be a big beat. So if you're not involved, you may want to be. If you're already involved, you may potentially want to buy more in a pullback. If you never heard of the stock, now you have. You're welcome. So I'm going to leave it there. So once again, this is Stocks by the Numbers. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave it down in the comments section. I'm usually very quick to reply. Do me a favor. YouTube algorithm only cares about likes and the thumbs up button. So apparently, just take a second and push that for me. That's all YouTube cares about. But also, if you appreciate the content, subscribe to the channel. Means a lot to me, slowly watching the community grow. You guys basically subtly telling me, hey man, we like your videos, make them when you can. We appreciate the content you're putting out. It really does mean a lot to me. But moving forward, more importantly, like I always say, I want everyone to stay disciplined, but more importantly, stay positive. I understand markets are rocky and they're volatile and they're uncertain. So I wish everyone success. I hope everyone makes a couple of dollars. I want to thank you for stopping by. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.